We're given this function f of x equals negative x squared minus 4x minus 1. Let's talk about how this notation works real fast. If somebody gives us, one awesome thing about this notation, besides what it means to be a function, which is a deeper conversation, is that if someone then says, hey, I want to find out what f of 5 is. What they've done in this case is they're replacing the x that was here with 5, and what they're asking you to do is take this function definition and just replace that x with 5. So it's negative 5 squared minus 4 times 5 minus 1. And then we would evaluate that to get negative 25 minus 20 minus 1, which I get negative 46 when I put that all together. Alright, so then we're going to ask questions like that, but then there will be more complicated questions just like f of x minus 4. This is asking the same thing as that previous question. They want you to replace that x with x minus 4, though I would agree this is a bit more awkward. But this is what it would look like. I have negative, and then instead of x, I have this x minus 4 squared minus 4 times x minus 4, and then minus 1 right here. So again, it's important is that where there were x's, in the first case there were 5's replacing it, now there's this expression x minus 4, and I think the most awkward thing about this is that you're replacing x with something that has x in it. Well, you're just going to have to get used to it, I think. But let's finish this up. How we would deal with this, we need to make sure that this x minus 4 squared is something that we're going to FOIL. So just quick on the side here, if I'm looking at this part right here, that is the x minus 4 squared bit, that is x minus 4 times x minus 4, and I won't bore you with the details, but when you multiply that all out, what you'll get is this right here. So x minus 4 squared is x squared minus 8x plus 16. Let's go back to our expression over here, and we're going to replace that x minus 4 bit with that. Importantly, though, we need to make sure we remember there's this negative on the outside. But we get x squared minus 8x plus 16. And then I'm going to distribute the negative 4 through the second set of parentheses, so it'll be a negative 4x plus 16 there, and then minus 1. I'm now going to distribute the negative to that first bit of stuff. So we get negative x squared plus 8x minus 16 minus 4x plus 16 minus 1. Last thing I'm going to do now is just combine like terms, and we would be done. So I'll get negative x squared. That x squared term is the only x squared term. Now there are x's, we've got 8x and negative 4x. Those combine together to give us a positive 4x. And then we have negative 16, positive 16, minus 1, all put together to give us a minus 1. So here is our expression for f of x minus 4. Again, all we did was replace the x here with the x minus 4, did a bunch of FOILing and simplifying, and we got to our answer.